Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus has named his team to face Scotland at Murrayfield here in Edinburgh on Sunday. And it's fair to say it's a 23 that few could have predicted. The back three are Billy Leroux, Kainan Moody and Makazole Mapimpi. In the midfield, Andre Esterhuizen and Lucanio The halfbacks are Jaden Hendrickse and Handré Pollard. Up front, it's Oxenchair, Bongium Bonambi and Thomas Tutoy, Franco Mostert and Eben Etzebeth in the second row, and a back row of Marco van Staden, Ulrich Lowe and Kwagga Smith. But the bench is where it really gets interesting. A 7-1 split, including Sia Kolisi, Peter Steph Tutoy and Jasper Wiese. Hanyani Shimange, I've heard you say in commentary on occasion, wow, wow, wow. Is this a wow selection?
Yeah, look, no one could have guessed it, but you got to understand the science also behind the selection. The South African-based guys have played URC, so they've probably got enough minutes under the belt. A lot of the Japanese guys have had time off, and also the way Scotland play. I think the set piece is going to be crucial. We want to get dominance there. But if you pick a 7-1 split, you know what's happening. Somewhere along the line, with about 35 minutes to go, you're going to see the guys warming up. The crowd, or the South African crowd, will start going wild. And that's where we've won games, generally in the last 20 minutes. So interesting selection. Once again, it's taken everyone by surprise, but an exciting selection. You look at the amount of caps on the bench. Having Peter Steph, Sia, Jasper Wiese coming off the bench with the Malcolm Marks, the power that brings to the game and the changes that could happen. So it's a fantastic selection and a smart selection. I suppose there'll be changes in the back line with Grant Williams, obviously covering scrum off, Jaden possibly a reserve at 10. And you got to look at probably Kainan Moody will cover the back three also. So interesting selection, but a powerful selection.
Earlier in the week, you suggested that they might go with a 7-1 split, but then with the injury to Ruan Nokia and being forced to return home with that injury, you thought maybe they might go back to a 6-2, but this is an incredibly powerful bench to take over the last half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And Matt, the key with games like this is how quickly the starting guys find each other. If they get dominance and they're top of it and we're ahead, and then you make the substitution. So Scotland now, I suppose that's why the selection's been delayed, because they'll look at this and say, we did not expect this. This is how we analyze the Springboks. We thought Damien Delander, JC Creel, Cheslin Colby, Kirkley Orens, Fassi at the back. So they haven't analyzed it. Jasper Wiese probably starting at 8. Now it's completely different.
Yeah.
So it will keep them thinking overnight, but they have to wear the two storms. Their starting team, which is very good, and then the second team, which is even more powerful and stronger. So it's going to be an interesting game, but it brings a new dynamic to it completely.
Shim, this is a big touring squad for a 3-match tour. It's 35 players. So how much of this selection is about keeping players interested, giving them opportunity, but also with an eye on the England game, which is just a 6-day turnaround?
Yeah, look, it is a 6-day turnaround. I think what's going to happen is you probably find the guys that are on the bench this weekend will probably start against England. Look, I'm speculating about selection then, but it might change. But for me, you look at the guys that have played. Remember, some of these guys, the Japanese-based guys, haven't played. Franco Mostert hasn't played in a while. He's coming because of injury. So you look at form, you look at minutes under the belt, and who can perform. So if you look at that, then you bring guys that haven't played in a while. So you're covering in terms of minutes, you're covering who you've got. And Scotland play, they like to be a fast, high-paced game. So what happens is there's no fatigue factor when it comes to the Springboks, because then you've got guys coming off the bench, playing 30 minutes. You've got 2 packs really that you're using. Look, it's going to create a lot of debate around the bomb squad, or the nuclear squad now. But I think it's fantastic for rugby, because that's what you want in terms of selection. People are going to be talking about it, and I can't wait for that 35 minutes to go just in the second half. And there we go, 7 fresh forwards on the bench.
Well, Rassie Erasmus said after the success of the Rugby Championship, they've used 49 players in the Springbok jersey this season. So there's always that element of the unknown, the surprise that you can bring on selection day, and that is no exception. We wait to see what Scotland are going to select to take on this incredibly powerful Springbok side.